Hey, welcome back. Welcome to another Tales from the Workshop from Mr. Jones Watches, where we have a bit of a look behind the scenes at what we get up to here. This week we've got a couple of quite big announcements. The first one that I want to tell you about is we've been nominated for the Grand Prix Horloge de Genève, the Oscars of watchmaking, which is actually a really prestigious thing in the world of watchmaking, and we're really thrilled to have been shortlisted for an award in the challenge category. Challenges for watches under 3,000 Swiss francs retail price, and we've been nominated for Celestial, which was the watch that we designed and collaborated with Christopher Ward on. If I'm being totally honest, the driving force between entering it into GPHG has really come from the Christopher Ward side. It's really much more their world than ours. But honestly, we're really thrilled and proud to have been shortlisted, and I know Bea Watts, who designed Celestial and is part of the team here at Mr. Jones Watches, is really proud of the shortlist. So keep everything crossed for us for when the results are announced in November. Second big bit of news for this week is that we're releasing a new case for our watches. This is actually quite a big deal for us. Like, we haven't released a new core case for quite a few years now, and we felt that it was time to update. So this is the current case for A Perfect Use this afternoon, the sort of core quartz model, and if I slide in from the side here, this is the new case that it will be available in. So actually this new case for A Perfect Use this afternoon, Ricochet and Beam Me Up is available now on the website. Like, we've switched across. Our plan is, over the next 6 months or so, that gradually as models sell out in the old case, we'll transition them into the new case, with a view that by early next year, more or less this case will be retired. I guess the impetus for doing the change to the case really came from the in-person fairs that we've been doing for the past sort of 18 months or so. Like, quite a number of people came up to me and expressed very strongly their dislike of the gap that exists on the current case between the edge of the case and the strap. There's quite a kind of large open space there. I took this information away and reflected on it, and I really thought, like, after I got over the kind of ego crushing, because I designed this case, so obviously I think this case is amazing, but after I'd kind of reined my ego in, I reflected on it and I thought, we're really not the company that sells on the shape of the watch case. We're all about the design and the time-telling function that exists within the watch. So if people have strong opinions and are really looking closely at the case, something's not quite right. Like, that's not really our thing. So the new case is designed to be, I guess, a bit less fussy, really. So the lugs on the current core case are quite distinctive and quite unusual, and obviously we've really reduced that gap between the edge of the case and the strap, so that it's much less noticeable and hopefully much less divisive for people. If you want to see it on a different type of strap, there it is on Beam Me Up. The core sort of specs for the case really haven't changed, so it's still 38mm diameter, the glass is still 32mm diameter. Even actually the side profile looks pretty similar to the current version. If I show you there's the kind of the current version. It's really only from that top forward look that it's changed. I've actually been wearing this new case for a couple of months now, since we got the first samples in, and it sits really nicely on the wrist. Like, it feels a bit I guess it feels a bit simpler. It really works to frame the watch face, which is what our watch cases, like for us, should really be doing. So the first three, as I say, that are being switched across are Perfectly This Afternoon, Beam Me Up, let me line them all up neatly here, Beam Me Up, and Ricochet is the last one to see. we're really happy. Like we've obviously sampled up all of the different watches in this new case style, and we're really happy with how they're looking, how they're feeling. It feels like a kind of obvious thing to update now with hindsight, but I guess it really needed the strong opinions from all those people over all that time to really push us into, or push me into revising the case design. The next one that we switched over is to Dimer, which is going to happen in the next few weeks or so, and then I think the next update will probably be at the end of September, when we'll move across maybe 3 or 4 more models and stuff. So yeah, and new releases going forward will come out directly into this new case. Honestly, I'm braced to hear the reaction from people, and I would really love to hear feedback and comments on them, good and bad. I mean, we're committed to this now, so this is not a round of sort of sample testing and your voice will make a difference. You know, this is our direction of travel, but I would really genuinely like to hear feedback, and I look forward to speaking to people at Why Not Watch fairs or British Watchmakers Day, or even on the occasions that I'm in the Neal Street shop, and just hearing what people think about them. This Friday, Saturday and Sunday, we're having a sale in our Neal Street shop of what we're calling nearly perfect watches. That's basically watches that have very minor cosmetic imperfections, either in the print or perhaps like a small scratch on the case, or something that would mean that we didn't feel it was right for main sort of general sale. So there will be some bargains to be had. I know that the shop team are very excited about the various different watches that they've got. They've got quite a wide variety of different models with very minor imperfections in. So if you're able to, please come see us at Neal Street, 53A Neal Street, this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you should be able to get yourself a bargain. This is why we need someone like Mariana, because otherwise it's just a pigsty. It's amateur. Okay, last bit of news to update you on for this week is about the release of Miligritos, which happened last week. So in the 24-hour window that the watch was available, we sold 217, which is a really strong result. We pre-assembled 100 pieces. Like, that's normally our model that we pre-print and assemble about 100 pieces to sort of test production ahead of the release. So the first 100 orders, if they haven't been sent to you already, they'll be going within the next day or so. And we're currently forecasting that the rest of the orders should go out by the end of this week. So if you've ordered one and you're waiting on it, you shouldn't have to wait for too long.
So ridiculous.
Okay, that's all for this week. As always, I hope it was an interesting insight into what we get up to. I'd love to hear your comments about the new design of the watch case and stuff. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you next week.